Nick Gonzales, welcome to Steak on a Stone.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This is your first time here, so I need to know your instant, just first impression of what's in front of you.
It's really hot. I touched it and it's really hot. It's
Not
pretty
supposed
cool.
to touch it?
No. Pretty cool idea. I've never had it before. So you're supposed to cook it yourself, right?
You have to cook it yourself, so however you like it,
Okay.
have at it.
All right.
Are you typically a steak guy? Is this your preferred type of meal?
Yeah. Honestly, I could eat it like this right here.
You eat it that raw?
I could.
Moo and back
I won't do it today.
Nick, first and foremost, always great to have you here. We would love to get to know more about Nick Gonzales,
Sure.
the person, more than anything. So let's start from the beginning. You grew up in Arizona.
Yep.
What was your childhood like? What was your family dynamic? Tell us about your siblings and how you grew up.
Yeah. So I had an older brother, Daniel. I have a younger sister named Faith. And mostly sports. That's all we really did. Competed against my brother all the time. In baseball and football is what we played. But it wasn't until, I don't know, I was probably like 13, 14 where I really picked baseball over anything else. It was great. You know, we would go to Phoenix mostly, play tournaments. And I just remember my whole childhood just being at the park, you know, baseball field, football field, whatever it was. But that's pretty much it. I mean,
So football and baseball were your sports growing up? Did you play anything else?
no, just football and baseball, and I was too small for football. I didn't really like getting hit, to be honest with you. And I played basketball for, I don't know, maybe a year, and I was really bad at it.
Not your thing.
No. I'm still bad at it.
It's okay. It's a good thing you're good at baseball.
Sometimes.
And your brother, I hear, is a good football player, though. He played at Navy, correct?
Yeah, he did. He played at Navy. He was pretty good. Yeah, he was really good. He was really good.
He was pretty good. Oh, okay, he was good.
He was a really good player. He's a lot bigger than me.
He's a linebacker.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than me. I don't know what happened to me. Well, I don't know what happened to him because everyone in my family is pretty small. So,
He was just an anomaly.
yeah, he must have drank a lot of milk or something. When he was a kid. I don't know.
So when he was playing at Navy, did you attend those Army-Navy games? And what was that experience like?
I went to like four or five Army-Navy games.
Okay.
His freshman year was the coldest I've ever been in my life. I can't remember where it was at. Philadelphia at the Eagles Stadium.
Yep.
And I mean, my whole family's from Arizona. We've never been in the cold in our life, so we had no idea what to expect. So we were like, oh, it's cold. My mom got me, I think, just a regular jacket, and I was just wearing regular shoes, and it was snowing and raining, and we left at halftime. We didn't even stay the whole game.
Couldn't stay the whole game.
No. I was in the pro shop, actually. I remember I went to the pro shop in like the first quarter, and I stayed there till halftime, and they were telling us, like, if you're not going to buy something, you have to leave. And I was like, it's way too cold.
I'm about to buy all the socks you have, all the jackets.
It was freezing. I think we were literally back in the hotel before the game was over.
So how did you feel about Pittsburgh then? Because it gets pretty chilly in here. I mean, I know you're here in the good months, but in like March or in April, essentially, it's still a little chilly.
Oh, yeah, it's cold. I haven't experienced playing here yet when it's cold, but I'm excited for that. When we were here for FanFest, it snowed twice, so that's been nice. And then Altoona's not too far away, so I've been playing in Altoona when it was really cold too. But I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how people do it with snow all the time, but I guess you just ice down the road or salt the roads, like you were saying. I don't know. It's cool.
It's interesting. I always think it's interesting when people like yourself from Arizona, you don't really experience that. Like you've never had to see the salt on the roads at all and see the snowplow trucks.
No, never.
You never had to have snow days at school?
No, if it snowed like an ounce,
that was it.
That's
not
it.
Going outside.
We're not going to school. No one's going to work. I remember my dad. He had a big truck, and he loved this truck. Thought it was so sick, and it was a sick truck. And it's snowing.
What kind of truck?
It was a Silverado, like big tires on it, everything. And I remember him leaving for work, and we were like, all right, be careful. And he was like, oh, whatever, like my truck will be fine. He didn't even make it out of the neighborhood yet, and his truck just started sliding down the road. He was fine, but we were like, all right, dude.
And the truck was okay?
Yeah, everything was fine. But I'm like, all right, I don't want to drive in the snow ever.
No. It takes skill to get used to. Is that where your love of trucks came from then?
Yeah, my dad, he's had like probably 10 different trucks in my lifetime. He kind of gets bored of, whatever truck. He's got a new one right now. He'll probably get another one soon because he just gets bored of it. And I think growing up, that's what we kind of did. Me, him, and my brother just fantasized about what trucks we wanted, what cars we wanted, what we were going to do to them. Never keeping anything just like the way it was, like always trying to modify or change. As my dad would always say, it just looks like, what everyone else has. I want it to look different. So that's probably where that came from for me. I'm sorry, I'm struggling with this.
You're doing great. I don't know why you think you're struggling. I feel like everything's cooked the way you want it to be.
I am struggling.
I feel like you're just dedicated to the process, so I feel like that's good. So
I am overstimulated.
It is overstimulating.
It's overstimulating because I'm hearing it cook, and I'm trying to eat it.
But how does it taste, Nick?
Oh, it tastes great.
Yeah.
It tastes really good. Where do they get this stone from? Looks like the...
I've never asked, and I think we also need to see where they store the stones.
Yeah.
And how many they have.
Yeah.
All right, after this, we're gonna find out.
All right. Are you an A1 person?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I love this one too. I think it's really good.
I don't like anything on my steak.
You don't like anything else, just your A1 sauce?
No, I don't like A1 sauce.
You don't like any sauce at all?
No.
Just plain steak?
Yeah.
All right. Fair
Not
enough.
on a steak.
To each their own. I like all the sauces. I like all the fixings on it.
I like ketchup.
There you go. Since you guys were talking about you liked trucks, you always fantasized about them. When you were able to buy your first truck finally, or your first dream truck, what was that experience like? Do you remember, and what was it?
Yeah, it was So I got my Ford Raptor right after I got drafted. That was like my dream truck. And I didn't have a car in Altoona when I was there for the alternate site in 2020. And I remember picked it out. I wanted it. They dropped it off at the wherever we were staying, the apartment. And then just being able to drive to the games or drive to practice and everything was awesome. But my old truck that I've been restoring for quite a few years now, that was really cool for me and special for me because my grandpa's always had something similar to that. And he kind of showed me and introduced me to cars and everything growing up. So I bought that, and at the time, my current wife was not my fiance, she was just my girlfriend. And we had been dating for 6 or 7 years at the time. Mm-hmm. So she was like a little frustrated that I purchased another truck and she didn't have a ring. But I had already had my wedding ring bought. I just wasn't gonna ask her until we were planning on going to Vegas for a UFC fight in November, and I was gonna ask her there. Well, when we were about to leave, before we left, she was making avocado toast, and she cut her hand like all the way across and had to get 12 stitches. So that delayed the whole engagement. So I ended up buying this truck. And then she's getting frustrated, like, wow, he's not even gonna buy me a ring because the truck's expensive and right. And I was like, well, no, I've had this ring I think I got it in May. I've had it for a while, and it sat in the glove box of my truck with her.
Little did she know what that truck held,
exactly, Yeah. It sat in there for
She
months.
Never opened the glove box? No. She didn't like this truck at that point. She's over this thing.
She's over it. She wouldn't even sit in the truck. It's like, all right. So it's a funny story looking back now, and she still has a scar on her hand from it. It's a whole story because it happened. She cut her hand when I was going to pick up my truck from the dealership. So I'm on the phone with a guy, negotiating price, doing all that stuff. And my buddy who was living with us at the time was like, hey, Riley just cut her hand. She needs to go to the hospital. And I was like, oh, crap. I was like, hey, man, keep that price for me. I got to go. So we ended up still getting the truck, and Riley got her stitches, and she was fine.
And then she got the ring eventually.
Yeah, she got the ring, and then we did. It took 2 years for us to get married, I think, too, because we did it kind of backwards. We built a house and stuff like that before.
You were ready, though.
Yeah, but we've been together for forever, so.
What a gentleman gesture of you, though, to be like, listen, her hand's cut. She's going to be really mad if I do this, and the pictures are going to look bad, because she would have been upset.
Yeah, she would have been mad.
So 2 years for you guys to get married, but this off-season you did have that big wedding in Hawaii. How cool was that? What was that experience like? Because it looked like the most epic wedding ever.
It was awesome. Yeah, Riley did all of it. I didn't do anything, really.
I just showed up.
I just showed up. Like, I always tell people it was funny because I didn't even see the venue, what it looked like. I didn't know anything until I got there, I don't know, an hour before the wedding. And I was like, wow.
Are you serious?
This is really not, yeah, I didn't see anything. I didn't know anything. And then we were eating our cake, maybe? Our cake. And I was like, dude, I don't like fruit in my cake. I thought we were just going to do chocolate. And she's like, I've asked you like 100 times, and you said you didn't care. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't like fruit in my cake. But it was funny, and it was a beautiful wedding. Nice, like, Tree was there. You know, Quinn was there. Frazier was there. Like, all these guys were there that I've played with my whole life, played with growing up in the minor leagues. So it was awesome for them to experience that. And obviously the best day of my life getting married to my wife. So that was a beautiful day.
You guys have known each other too since what, elementary school?
Oh yeah, like 3rd grade.
But when do you think you started to like her? Did you have a crush on her in 3rd grade?
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I was probably too busy playing football and recess and worry about girls, but I definitely had a crush on her in high school. I know that. But she had a crush on me too. So
good thing that worked out, right?
Yeah.
And for a guy like Tree, I know you guys are really close as well. He wins a utility gold glove last year. Yeah. And I know we had talked about this a little bit in spring, but just to get the story out there, how excited were you for him? Because he downplayed this so much.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I was with him when he knew he won, and he didn't want to tell me because it was on my bachelor trip. We were out somewhere in Texas, I don't remember. And he didn't want to tell me that he won, but everyone else knew that he had already won. And I was telling people like, yeah, he might win a gold glove. And they were like, no, he already won. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Tree, you won? And he's like, yeah, I didn't want to tell you and make it about me. And I'm like, bro, you're so dumb. Like, just tell me. Just tell me. I'm not going to be like.
That would give us another reason to celebrate.
Yeah. Like, oh, you ruined my bachelor trip because you told me you want a gold glove. Like, dude, that's sick. Just tell me. But that's Tree for you. You know how Tree is. That's funny.
That's a very Triolo thing to do, for sure. But Nick, speaking about baseball, you had said you played baseball in sports as long as you can remember. When do you think you realized in your life that you could make a career out of baseball?
Let me think. Probably not until I got drafted, to be honest with you. Or no, my junior year. Like, I had a good summer in the Cape, and I think that's what did it for me. Where I kind of knew that, I did have a future in it. I don't know if you know, wasn't really recruited out of high school or anything like that a ton. So I kind of just went out to New Mexico State. Was the closest school that had interest in me, closest to home. Kind of just went there, and it worked out for me. So, I didn't really think about playing pro. I always wanted to get drafted, do the whole minor leagues and everything, and eventually make it to the big leagues. But I didn't really feel like it was that way until my junior year.
You had talked about playing in the Cape. This past year, did you get inducted into the Cape Cod Hall of Fame and you didn't even tell anybody?
No, I didn't tell anybody.
So tell me about that experience, because I know so many guys who go and play in the Cape Cod League, and actually they just love it. They love everything about it. You said it was like one of the best summers. So tell me about your experience and how cool it was to go back last year and be honored.
Oh yeah, well, so actually I'll be going there, I think in November.
Okay,
maybe so this year. So it's like.
So they haven't had like an official.
I don't think yet? No, not yet.
Okay.
So in
November,
I
didn't know if you were hiding this from everybody.
No.
Okay.
That's pretty cool for me. I mean, it was the best summer I've had, in a long time. It was at the time in my life, and the friends that I made on that team, I still have. A lot of them are in the big leagues, and I get to play against them. So, and even some of our on our team, Kyle Nichols was on my team. We have Sullivan, who's in the minors with us. He was on that team. Jackson Wolf, who was with us, he was on that team. So we have a lot of guys who I've just played with, and it's just cool to see everyone, still doing their thing. And that summer's amazing, and I haven't been back since. So excited to get back, excited to experience it again, and what the whole ceremony is about.
You deserve the recognition, but you also talked about your experience in college. You were the highest drafted highest drafted athlete ever, I believe, out of New Mexico State. So what did it mean to be in the history books in that way, but also that moment of getting drafted? I'm sure crazy because it was 2020, but take me through your draft experience.
Yeah, it was crazy because in 2020, obviously with COVID, wasn't even sure if there was going to be a draft. They were talking about, I don't know, we might not have a draft because nobody really knew anything at that time. But it was awesome just to get the experience to get drafted. And then, it was weird for me because 2 years prior, when I was a freshman, I was just worried about traveling and going to the games. I wasn't a starter at that time, so I was just like, I just really want to go to the games and not be sitting back in Las Cruces while the team is gone. So it was kind of surreal for me to kind of climb the ladder and get to where I was at that point. But it was exciting, and I've just been so blessed with people who support me, coaches that I've had, that I've just loved every coach I've had, and has helped me so much that it's just been a blessing for me.
What was the minor league experience like then for you? Like you said, there's a ton of guys in this clubhouse now that you've crossed paths with along the way and got to experience this growth together, but being in small places like Altoona, for example, like those places, there's not much to do outside of just baseball. So how did that help shape you on your journey? What did you appreciate about it?
Yeah, I think just being around the guys is kind of what I love every day. I come in and I hang out with everybody and I laugh, and we enjoy the same experiences together. We go through the ups and downs together. But I think, when it's all said and done and I'm done playing, I think that's what I'll miss the most, is just being around the guys and hanging out and laughing, and the memories that we all have and share together. I think if you've been in the Pirates, with the Pirates at all, and you've been through Altoona, and you know what Altoona's like, and you know that we all stay in the same apartment complex, and we all hang out, and we go sit in the back and do a bonfire and everything like that. Like, some of the best memories I have in baseball aren't even baseball related. It's just being around the guys, being with the team, being with new friends that you make every single year that you are around more than your family. So I remember 4th of July in 2022, I was hurt. I was in a boot walking around, but we had so much fun just at Penn View in Altoona, just hanging out. That was one of the best memories I had from the minor leagues, is some stuff in Altoona, and it wasn't really anything baseball related. Yeah.
Well, now that you're here in the big leagues, first and foremost, what do you remember about getting that call that everybody wants?
I remember I was about to split a large pizza with Jared Triolo, and I got the call.
What kind of pizza?
I don't even remember.
Don't even remember. Just
was
a big old pizza
Indianapolis.
tree.
It was and it was like midnight. We were like, "Hey, you want to get pizza?" And he was like, "Yeah." So we ordered it, and then I remember we're sitting there and we're about to get into our apartment because we were living together at the time, and I see Miggy was calling me, and I was like, "Oh, Miggy's calling me. It's either really good news, or really bad news." And he's like, "Well, you're gonna answer it?" I was like, "I don't really want to answer it." So I answered it, and he had made up some story that I didn't hustle on some play or something, and I was like, "I don't really believe that, but whatever." So he's like, "You're not gonna play tomorrow." I'm like, "All right." And he's like, "Well, you're gonna go play in Miami with the Pirates." I was like, "Oh, okay." So that was interesting, a whole ordeal, because it was late at night, so I had to kind of pack all my stuff up and get ready. But that's the call that we all dream of, just caught me by surprise a little bit. So I had to get ready, had to go, and obviously making my debut in Miami was awesome. So got the whole family there, everyone was there. It was a great day.
Then you make the opening day roster for the first time this year.
Yeah.
And then I know things were out of your control from that point, but tell me how mixed those emotions were then. You make your debut in Miami. Mm-hmm. Now you make the opening day roster. You're playing in Miami. Then you get hurt. I'm sure that was a mix of emotions.
Yeah, it was. I was trying so hard. Obviously, that was my first opening day. I was probably just a little naive and a little dumb to think that I was okay. And, it is what it is. I really wanted to play. So I said I was fine, and I said I was good to go, and I probably wasn't. But I got it. Hit a homer, so it's fine.
Well, that was the crazy part. You hit a homer, then you're limping around the bases, and everyone's thinking, "Oh no," but like, "Oh yes," at the same time.
Exactly. So it was a little frustrating, and obviously missed a lot of time, so a little frustrated with that. But nothing I can really do about it. It's unfortunate. So looking forward to next year's opening day again.
What have you learned about yourself through this process, though? Because like you're saying, I probably should have just owned up to what was going on. Like, what are you learning about yourself as a big leaguer in those moments where things can be difficult? Because I'm sure it's easy to get caught up in everything, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's baseball for you. Sometimes you feel really good and you don't do well, and sometimes you feel really bad and you do well. I mean, this year in Milwaukee, it was one of the worst batting practices I've had in my life, and then I ended up getting 5 hits in the game. So it's just kind of, you just got to stay the course, and something that Haig talks about all the time with us is trust the process, stick with the process. That's what I try to do, feeling good or feeling bad. So,
what's your relationship like with some of the coaches on the staff? Specifically, let's start with a guy like Miggy, seeing him in the big leagues now, because you all have formed such strong bonds with him in AAA. Like you said, he's the one who gave you the call. Seeing him now be a big leaguer.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's great to see, and it's great just to be around familiar faces all the time in the locker room. Guys that I've had experience with for 2-3 years now. It's great. And he's an awesome dude. I love Miggy to death. I don't see him as much anymore because he's in the bullpen, but he's the man. And Haig, I feel like I've known Haig now for years, but we've only known each other for a few months. He came out to my house and we hit in the off season, so it was awesome. It was awesome for him to do that.
What did that mean, having a guy that was willing to he's just such a guy who cares so deeply about people and the personal relationships, right?
Yeah, no, it was cool when he first called and he was like, "Hey, I want to come watch you hit," and I was like, "All right, well, I'm hitting at my house if you want to come." And he was like, "All right, I'll like send me the address and I'll be there." So I thought that was really cool because I don't really live near an airport. Really, I'm like 45 to an hour from an airport. So he made the drive. He flew in, made the drive. So that was really special of him and Christian to do that. I appreciated it, and Tree even was there too. So we got to hit together.
Tree just is in every story.
He's just kind of there. No, I follow him around more than he follows me.
What was it like then when you go through this season, when you talk about the coaches, the staff, the changes, everything, and seeing DK step into this role as manager? Because I know as an infielder, he had probably worked so closely with you for a while. So what is it like having him hold the reins now? Yeah,
it's awesome. I love DK. I've loved DK since I met him in 2020 or whatever it was. And he's been a great guy for me. The energy he brings every day is impressive. That guy's played for, I think, 7-8 years in the big leagues and coached in the big leagues for a while now too. So he doesn't have to be out here doing any of this, and he does it, to help us, and I appreciate that. So it's been awesome to see him, go about what he's doing, and I support him all the way, and I love that guy to death.
What's your experience just been like overall being a Pittsburgh Pirate, being a Pittsburgh? I know these seasons have been tough with wins and losses and all the changes, but how have you guys been together as teammates, just continuing to grind, continuing to work through, and trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, I think we all been putting in the work together, and I think we all have a vision, and we know what the future can hold and what kind of talent we have together. So we're all excited for that, and we're just building the culture to where we think it would bring success and bring winning, and I think we're definitely capable of doing it. So we're all trying, all hands on deck right now. So we're getting ready, and I think that's about it.
What can you say to the fans to just know that, hey, we're in this? I know you're talking about all the work you put in behind the scenes. You guys have something that you're working toward, but you have a guy like Paul Skenes right now who's a generational talent. You have a lot of young guys with a lot of potential. Fans, get the support going, because even when it was loud and Paul Skenes gets a standing ovation coming off the field, like that kind of stuff is chilling.
Yeah, for sure. We're building around Paul, obviously, and he's the man. He's doing his thing. Just what he does on the mound is just a fraction of what he does outside. He's helping us so much. He's trying to build a team. He's trying to create a culture of winning, and we're all for it. We're all behind him. I support that guy all the way. So I'm excited to see what we do and what we bring. But we're building it, and like I said, I think the future is definitely bright. We have some stuff that's going right, and we have stuff that's going wrong, and we're changing everything. And so I don't know.
Keep believing, and bring a cowboy night back. I think that's what we need for Nick Gonzales.
Yeah, we need a cowboy hat night with cowboy boots, and maybe a pearl snap, and we'll be all right.
Will be great. Nick, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed Steak on a Stone.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm a little, I'm just overstimulated, but I'm going to eat the rest of it.
Well, all right, we'll fill your belly soon. I appreciate your time, Nick. Thank you as always.
Thank you, yeah.